Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a skin focused type of video. I have a couple new products that I wanted to review and try on camera and just kind of get ready with you guys. Also, I took a poll on Instagram today about if you guys want to see me review a lot of new products or if you want me to start using some of my old products and just doing tutorials, because I totally get it how it can feel overwhelming always hearing about the next new product. Like when brands have been coming out with new launches one after another, it's just overwhelming. Like it can get kind of out of hand wanting all these new things. So I definitely want to scale it back and kind of just use some of my old favorites and just do more kind of tutorials focusing on application or different techniques and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I've been trying this out for about a week and I wanted to get a couple of tries in first because I'm not really good at first impressions on foundations. I always either love or hate the product and then my thoughts change. So I got the shade Porcelain, which matches my skin fairly well. But before I put that on, I'm going to prime my face with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Illuminate one. I really like it. I noticed one time when I used a silicone pore filler type of primer, the Smashbox one, this foundation didn't go on very well at all. It like bunched up and got super cakey and just some parts the foundation just disappeared. It was really weird. So I would say don't use one of those silicone type of primers with this foundation. So now that my skin is primed, I just go right in with the stick. And if you're just starting out, I would start out with like 2 stripes maybe, and then once you blend it out, kind of see which area needs more coverage and apply it just in that spot, because a little bit of this does go a long way and you don't want it to get cakey with too much product, because if you're not used to this kind of foundation, you might apply a little bit too much. And I'm using the Morphe M439 brush just to pat it in. I don't swirl it around, but I buff it in kind of. I haven't tried this out with a sponge, but I just feel like it would be a little bit too sheer and kind of hard to blend with a blending sponge. And I also go by sections. I don't cover my whole face and then start blending because I feel like it dries down sort of. So I like to apply just where I'm gonna blend it out right away. So once I've covered the whole face, then I kind of check if I need any extra coverage. Like over here I have some pigmentation, and I don't really bother with like if this area needs more coverage or the nose or the chin, because I'm gonna be putting concealer in that area anyway, so you don't want to cake it up with a bunch of product layered. So one of my favorite things about this foundation is how skin-like it is. It reminds me so much of my RCMA palette foundation. These are like the ones I use on clients to mix and match, to match skin colors, but it's super skin-like. And this one is so much easier to use because it's just in a stick and you just apply it. It looks super light in this lighting, but in the daylight, it just looks like my skin, but it has coverage to cover those trouble areas. It definitely needs to be set. It's more of a dewy, kind of tacky consistency. But before I set it, I'm gonna apply some Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm using the shade Fair Neutral. And I really like this concealer paired with this foundation. To set my concealer, I'm gonna be using a new product. I picked up the Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. This is a contour and highlight palette. Not like a glowy highlight, but like the white highlight for under your eyes. So this is what the palette looks like. I think it's so beautiful and it feels very heavy and luxurious. And this is the inside. As you can see, you get some contour shades, some bronzing shades, and some highlight shades right there. I'm gonna pat out my under eyes first to make sure there's no creases, and then I'm gonna go in with the 2 light shades and pat that in right underneath my eye. I've been eyeing this contour palette for a little while now actually, and after the Lorac one didn't work out, I figured I would try this one out. It has really good reviews. Everyone says that it's better than the Kat Von D or the Anastasia one, so I've tried both of those and they're both good, so I'm excited to try this. I'm also gonna lightly dust some of the Coty Airspun powder just to set the outer parts of my face. I have this big fluffy e.l.f. powder brush that the handle broke off of, but I just can't let it go because it's my favorite powder brush. brush. This foundation is definitely so beautiful on the skin. Like, I'm so impressed by that. I was really worried that the lighter shades would look a little bit cakey because it's a lot harder to get the pale shades right. And I don't mean in like color or tone, because I know a lot of brands fail to expand their shade range and they don't get the deeper shades right with their undertones and stuff like that. I'm talking about how the foundation looks. A lot of times the tanner shades of a foundation look a lot better than the lighter shades. They just tend to look crusty. I don't know. I feel like just it's more visible, the imperfections of a foundation, when it's super light. And this one is just beautiful, but you definitely have to set it. At least in my case, I have to really set it and have a good setting spray for it to last long. Okay, let's go back into this contour palette. I'm gonna take the shade Princess Cut. It looks like the most cool toned one. The rest of them look really warm toned, so I feel like I'll be using them more as a bronzer. Okay, so it is a little warmer than I would like it to be because that's the most cool toned one in the palette. And I do prefer my actual contour to be a little bit cooler toned. I'm gonna try a little bit of this angle one and just see how that one looks. Blend that a little bit because that is intense. So it blends pretty nicely, and once it's all together it doesn't look that bad. I just wish it was a little bit more cool toned. So I'm gonna try the shade Carrot as a little bit of an all over bronze. I mean, if these contour shades are so orange, I'm kind of scared to try this one out, but I did really like the Park Avenue Princess bronzer that they came out with. That one's not in this though. So I do like it more than the Lorac one that I used. So I'm gonna keep trying it out, see how it looks in natural daylight in the day. Hopefully I don't look crazy orange outside. For highlight, I recently purchased the Hourglass Strobing palette. This is different from their ambient lighting palette, which is a lot more natural glow. This one's a little bit more metallic, but this isn't the same as their single strobing powders. Those are apparently more glittery than this. I'm still trying these out because I feel like the glow doesn't show up as much as I'm used to, but it seems like in this lighting it's showing up. So right now I like to mix these two for the high points of my face, and then I mix a little bit of this on where I bronzed just to create a little bit more glow. And if you're on a budget, I would just go with the Flower Beauty highlight, but this one is really good for like more mature skin. Hourglass just has really great products that diffuse the skin and they don't accentuate texture or like fine lines and all of that. I want to actually try applying it with my sponge because I haven't tried that with this palette yet. Okay, I definitely feel like that intensifies it. For blush, I'm just gonna use an old favorite. This is from Colourpop. I don't remember the name of this collab, so I'll tag it in the description once I find it out, but I don't know if they sell it anymore. It's a cream blush and highlight, so I like to use a stippling brush. It's the easiest way I've found to apply it. It's very similar to the Burt's Bees one I just got actually, but like in cream form. To set my face, I'm just gonna use my little mini MAC Fix Plus. And I actually am liking how the contour palette looks on my skin. Maybe it doesn't look good on camera, I'll have to see later, but right now in the mirror, it's looking very bronzy and pretty. For lips, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. I'm just gonna line my lips with this NYX lip liner in Beige. It's kind of got a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. And then on top of that, I'm gonna use this Buxom Full-On Lip Cream, which is actually just a gloss in the shade Blushing Margarita. Okay guys, so that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products and what your thoughts are on them. I really love the Hourglass foundation, but I will say that by the end of the workday, it is kind of coming off and it just tends to slip and slide around. So that's why I really have to set it, and I try to use it with the Tarte Shape Tape because that's more of a full coverage concealer and it kind of will cover these areas that need that longer wear. So if you have super oily skin, I don't think it'll work out for you. If you have dry skin, this is like a holy grail foundation. You definitely have to try it out. It's amazing. It just looks flawless. As for this contour palette, I'm just gonna have to keep trying it out and let you guys know, I guess, on Instagram if I am still loving it. And same with the highlight palette, even though I really think I love that one. So that is all for now. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.